Howdy y'all, it's Nikki Fox here. Welcome back to my channel. It's been a hot minute. Hi, how are ya? In today's video I'm going to be doing something a little bit different. I'm just going to be comparing some drugstore products to some high-end products, as well as doing a little versus CoverGirl versus Maybelline. And just to explain what I'm doing, I'm going to be doing CoverGirl on half of my face and Maybelline on the other half. And in the end, I'll just let you know what I think of each product that I used, and yeah. So yeah, something different, something fun, something cool. So stay tuned to see the final looks and the final thoughts on all my products. Without further ado, let's jump into the video. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm just going to throw my hair back behind my ears. Not the bangs.
Yeah, ha, hold up, not the banging, the banging,
I'm gonna have like my baby hairs are turning into bangs. So the first thing I'm going to do is the left side of my face is going to be CoverGirl and the right side is going to be Maybelline. So I already did my base foundation using the Urban Decay All Nighter Foundation, which I love, but sometimes I find if my skin's too dry, it comes off a little cakey. But yeah, we're just going to dive right into this. This is the CoverGirl True Blend Undercover Concealer in shade Cappuccino. And I like to contour with this, so just going to do a few dots. Dots my jots in this bitch. And I've also been going a little lighter on foundation just because laser hair is turning your girl out. So I'm using less and less foundation, which is nice. So I'm just going to go ahead and I'm going to put the other side Maybelline on as well. This is the Maybelline Fit Me in shade 55 Hazelnut. And I love this concealer. And I like to look bronze, you know what I'm saying? I just put it on in the shape of like a 3 and I avoid this area here. I'm just gonna put that on the nose. Oop, oop. And then this CoverGirl Camo Concealer is a lot darker than I thought it was gonna be, so I'm just gonna do a little bit of that, like the slightest amount. Take my Longwear Hard Candy Dew Foundation Spray. Take a little schmritz. And then I'm gonna start off on the Maybelline side. And I already know this side, excuse me, is gonna be a lot darker than this side, so we'll have to try and make it work in the end. To carry it down my neck just to get a contoured jawline. We're almost at 250 subscribers. That's amazing. Loves that. Thank you all so much. You know. So that's starting to look cute and blend out. Blend. And like I put on my foundation probably an hour ago, so when I put concealer over top of it, kind of like flakes off, and I don't like that about the Urban Decay foundation. My holy grail is Hourglass. That stuff is good. If you know, you know. So now I'm going to go ahead and blend the CoverGirl side. And see how it's just sitting there? It's not even blending. As if. But we're going to go in with a little bit of this. This is It Cosmetics. It's color correcting full coverage cream, and it has SPF 50, UAV, broad spectrum. Excuse me, I can't speak today. What the hell? But it's like a moisturizer that is full coverage foundation in it, and as well as like sunscreen and stuff. So that's what's up. I'm just gonna put that in the middle of my nose just to blend everything out. See, look how it's not even blending, guys. The CoverGirl side is like coral. Let me moisten it up. Even after moistening it, see how it's like just sitting there? It's not moving. It's like once it dries. There's no moving it. You literally have to take your beauty sponge and drag it down. Don't like that though. Okay, look. So that sucks. Like once you put it on your skin, start blending right away because it's gonna dry into place. Ooh. So now just to set that cream contour that I did, I'm going to go into my Morphe palettes, and I'm just gonna set that with a nude shade. Alright, so now I'm going to use some concealer, like a little Versus. This is the CoverGirl Camo Concealer in a lighter shade. This is shade Fair Porcelain. And I'm just going to put that right here. I'm just putting that on the corner of my eyes and blending it up. Cute. And now I'm going to take Maybelline Fit Cover Up and put that on the other side. Is going to the most right now. It's kind of like hitting springtime. Well, it is springtime here in my city, and my allergies are so bad, girl. So bad. So now I'm gonna do an eyebrow. I'm gonna do cream versus powder. Okay, y'all. So for the cream, I'm gonna take the Cabrow in shade number 5. And I'm just going to wet my brush, actually, with the Urban Decay setting spray. And now I'm going to spoolie my brow. And then I'm going to do the right side with the brow and then the left side with the powder. Ooh, that really makes such a big difference. Doing my brows now, I have to be like dead silent. Okay, so now I'm gonna do powder on the other side. But I'm gonna set my brow with the brow. I don't know what this is. It doesn't even say it on it, but it says Gimme Brow. Ooh, Brow Volumizing Fiber Gel. Let's try it. I don't really use this, but we're gonna put it over top of what I just did. Okay. So now, how I used to do my brows is just with a powder, like a shadow powder. So I'm just gonna go ahead and do that, like a little liquid verse powder on my other brow. So I'm gonna go into the, let me find out what palette this is. 3503. This is the Morphe 3503 palette that I'm using, and there's no names in the pod, so I'm just gonna go in with the dark brown. And try and mimic the same shape. My brows are usually like really good cousins. I said that like 4 times already. Okay, so powder versus gel. I think there's a huge difference. Like, I feel like this one's a lot more smoother and this one's like clumpier. Clumpy dumpy. So now for my eyes, usually I do my eyes first if I wasn't filming, just so powder and stuff doesn't fall all over, you know, what I've already set. And since I already have foundation and stuff on, I have to go very carefully with the powder just because a lot of this stuff has fallout. A lot of BH Cosmetics palettes have fallout. But that being said, I'm going in with this BH Cosmetics palette versus the Morphe 3503 palette. This is what they look like. Love them both dearly. This one's so universal. Like, you can use this for blush, for highlighters, for highlighters. And this one's also universal. Like, you can contour with this, blush, you know, you got everything, period. So I'm just gonna go ahead and use BH Cosmetics on my left side, Morphe on my right side. And Morphe, or BH Cosmetics, has one up on Morphe because they actually name all of their shadows. So that's a win for BH Cosmetics. I'm gonna go into the shade Molds, and apply that on this eye. And I'm gonna try to mimic the same look. And I'm going for like a natural, kind of like spring, cute summer vibe look. So I'm just gonna put that color on the outer corner of my eye and drag it up to the arch of my brow. Just like that, something like really quick, really simple. Now, since this one's not named, I'll just show you the colors. This is the color I just used. It's called Molds. And there's a shade that looks like, I don't have like 4 hands. The shade here looks exactly like that color in the Morphe palette, so I'm just gonna go ahead and use it on my right eye. And I will say already, like, the Morphe palette has way more pigment than the BH Cosmetics. Like, look at that compared to this. This is one little dab of maroon. Okay. Let's continue to blend that. Blend that out. Wow, that's such a big difference. So, Morphe BH Cosmetics. Now, I'm going to go back into the BH Cosmetics, and that's the left side of my face, remember. I'm going to take this color. It's called, okay, let me just spell it out. Yuletide. Yuletide? Yodele? Is that Yuletide? Whatever, that's the shade I'm going into. Let me know down in the comments if you know what that is. So now I'm just going to take that color and go into the outer crease. Like that. And then I'm going to go into Morphe. And I'm going to go into this color here. It's like a darker brown. It's not as dark as the color I just used, but we're trying to make it work. Like that. And for some reason, like now this one has more, the BH Cosmetics has more pigment than the Morphe. But like they're both really good palettes so far. So now I'm just going to take the color Mild and put that on the under eye of my left side of the face. Like that, and I'm going to go into my Morphe palette with the first shade I used and put that on the under eye of the right side of my face. So already you can tell like this side is more kind of like a red smoky eye compared to the side where it's more like orange and brown, which is kind of what I like more. It's what I was going for. So now I'm going to take this CoverGirl concealer and put this on my eyelid there, and then take the other Fit Me concealer and put it on this eyelid. I don't really think it matters when it comes to priming my lid, but I'm just gonna top that out. Like that. What else should I do? I kind of like this so far. Very like simple. I'm going to take some blush. So I'm going to use the BH Cosmetics versus the Morphe. And I'm going to take a clean brush for that. But I'm actually just going to use my beauty blender and hit it with the setting spray. Just twice, like quick little spritz. And then I'm going to take the shade Rudolph and just tap it on my beauty sponge as well as frosting. Nope. And then I'm just gonna pat that on right this side. Pat that on very lightly. And then I'm just gonna diffuse that by using the other side of my beauty blender and just blending it up. Once upon a time, yeah, I heard that I was that goodie. Ooh, that's actually really cute. So now I'm going to take the Morphe palette, and there's this shade here. I'm just going to lightly touch that. Got a little on here, and oh. I'm just going to this side came out a lot more red than I anticipated. I very much so like this side more so far. Now I'm going to do mascaras. I'm going to do the NARS versus BH Cosmetics. So first I'm going to start with NARS on the right side of my eye, right side of my face. And then I'm just going to spoolie this on my brows. On my lashes, not my brows. And then I'm gonna put this on my under eye. And the thing that sucks is my lashes. Like, you know how you can get like a lash lift where it like lifts and like folds your lashes so they're pointing up? Some of my lashes on my left eye point down, so even putting mascara on them, it doesn't really do anything. And I think that's from wearing lashes and stuff. But I still have lashes, which is nice, but I'll show you what I mean. Like, mascara doesn't really do anything. So I'm just going in with this BH Cosmetics. This is Stellar Lash. We'll let you know if it's stellar or not. Then I'm gonna hit my bottom lashes. Like that. Cute. Kind of want to add a little bit of sparkle, but I think this is good. I'm not used to not adding so much glam, like not adding sparkle, not adding a wing liner and stuff like that, so it's good to kind of like tone it down sometimes. You can't always be a bad bitch. Gotta leave room for the other. So now I'm just going to do highlighter versus highlighter. So I'm going to go into my BH Cosmetics Naughty palette and take the shade Snow Day, which is like this white crystal-y shade. I'm just going to hit my cheek with it. Oh, boom. Well, that's a lot. And then there's not really a highlighter in this palette. I'll show you. Like this shade, it sucks balls because you put it, it's like you put it on your finger, right? There's nothing that gets transferred onto your finger, and it's very like sandpapery on the eye. So we not want to use that. But for like a highlight, maybe I'll take this gold shade here next to this green, and I'll lightly put it on my face here. I guess it kind of worked. That's what's up. So now I'm gonna do lips, and I'm gonna do Maybelline versus CoverGirl. Okay, yeah, that works. I'm gonna do Elf versus CoverGirl. So on this side, I'm just gonna put some CoverGirl. And just line the lip. And then on this side, I'm gonna do L'Oreal. And then, you know what? I think this is my final look. This is what I have for you guys. But just to like spice it up a little bit, I'm going to add some glitter. because I just feel like it's missing something. And I'm gonna blend these two lips together. So this is what I have. And in the end, I'm gonna blend everything together just to see what happens when you mix the lips. And then what I'll also do right now is just let you know everything about the products. On the left side of my face, I don't like how the CoverGirl, you know, once you put that on your face, you need to blend it right away. If you let it sit, it's just gonna sit in that one spot and be really tough to blend out. So I don't like that. Versus the Maybelline New York hazelnut concealer that I use, which I left on my face for like 2 minutes and it was still creamy. I could still blend it out. So Maybelline won against CoverGirl for me, for sure, as far as the contouring goes. And then the CoverGirl concealer versus the Maybelline concealer, I would say they both do the right trick. CoverGirl is a lot thicker than the Maybelline, and I think that Maybelline lasts longer as far as creases go. If you wear CoverGirl all day, you're gonna crease and it's gonna look cakey and stuff. So I think Maybelline for the win as well. And then my BH Cosmetics versus the Morphe palette. I honestly think they both did a really good job as far as pigment. But as far as my face goes, I definitely like the BH Cosmetics side more. Just because it turned out better. Although I don't like the brow, the powder brow. I wish it was cream with like a brow and not brow powder. So those are my final thoughts. Let me know your opinions down below, what your thoughts are on everything. Hope you enjoyed this video. Stay foxy. So this is what it looks like when I blended the two lipsticks together. I actually like the shade. It's not too pink. It's not too nude. It's something a little different. So there's that for you.